Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have a nice video for you today guys. We're going to discuss the next 5 control decks that could be very good after the most recent banning of Arcum's Astrolabe. Now if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And if you like the content, give the video a like as well. And without further ado, we're going to discuss the next 5 control decks that could be very good post Arcum's Astrolabe banning. Okay, so starting off then, we have Gruul Utopia. Now as you can see in the background we have a Blood Moon. There is 2 decks that we're going to discuss that has Blood Moon effects in them, and Gruul Utopia is one of them. Now I believe this is going to be very good moving forward. Why it's going to be very good moving forward is Arcum's Astrolabe has been banned, which makes it harder to play against Blood Moon, because when Arcum's Astrolabe was in Modern, they could tap their lands and be mana fixed. Well, they haven't got that ability anymore. So Blood Moon's going to be very good, and Blood Moon effects are going to be very good. And why Gruul Utopia will be good is it has 2 cards that is very good against the meta, which is Magus of the Moon and Blood Moon. Now Magus of the Moon is a 2/2 creature where it reads non-basic lands are mountains. So this is very good, and actually you can get it off a Bloodbraid Elf as well, which is very good. It's a very good part of the deck. We also have Blood Moon in the main as well. So these 2 in combination with each other can actually win games on their own. And obviously it's a very good control deck as well, but these 2 cards can be very good against decks like Humans, for example, that doesn't have a lot of basics, or if any, in the entire deck. And the only way they can actually play their creatures is through Noble Hierarch and Aetherval. So I believe Gruul Utopia is very good, and it's a very good deck in general. It does ramp out very quickly with Arbor Elf and Utopia Sprawl. So you're able to generate, 2 or 3 mana, maybe 3 or 4 mana very early, maybe possibly turn 2, turn 3, and you're able to cheat out these cards. Like you get a turn 2 Blood Moon, which can be very powerful against certain decks. And obviously you've got the big creatures in Glorybringer, you've got Scavenging Ooze, you've got the God of Destiny, you've got the Chandra Torch of Defiance. So it attacks from multiple axes. You've got Planeswalkers, you've got creatures, you've got, Blood Moon effects. I think this deck is going to be very good moving forward. I like this deck a lot. I think it's going to be a very good and viable deck. So that is a deck that I expect to see moving forward, and I expect this deck to get better over time. Okay, so the next deck that I think is going to see an improvement and more play is Blue-White Control. Blue-White Control had seen a lot of play for a long period of time, but I think post Arcum's Astrolabe banning, we'll see the resurgence of Blue-White Control. Now Blue-White Control is pretty straightforward, but there is a new type of Blue-White Control out there at the moment, and that is Blue-White Control with Counterbalance. Now Counterbalance and Mystic Sanctuary are very good cards in conjunction with each other. Counterbalance has seen a lot of play in Legacy for years now, with Sensei's Divining Top. But you can actually Mystic Sanctuary in response to someone casting a spell, and you can actually, say for example you had a 3 mana spell in the graveyard, and they cast a 3 mana drop, like 3 mana creature for example. You Mystic Sanctuary, you find a 3 mana spell in your graveyard, you put it on top of your library, and you use Counterbalance to counter that spell. You can also Cryptic Command and bounce back to Mystic Sanctuary, play it for value. But the Counterbalance and Mystic Sanctuary loop could be very, very good for Blue-White Control moving forward. I do like that little combination. There is different variations of blue-white control. There is the Miracles build, which has Entreat the Angels as a win condition, as well as Terminus. But I also think the straight-up blue-white control build of Supreme Verdict will also see play. There's different types of variation. I actually think the blue-white control with Supreme Verdict is more reliable. But I can see why they've gone with the Entreat the Angels here, the Terminus, etc. But yeah, I think blue-white control moving forward is going to be very, very good. And I think it will definitely see, I mean, it's only 1% of the meta at the moment, but I think it will go up over time. So the next control deck that we're going to discuss is Blue Moon or Blue Red Control. For the reasons that I stated earlier as well, Blood Moon I believe is going to be very, very good again. And Blue Moon hasn't been playing, or Blue Red Control hasn't even been playing Blood Moon in the main because of Arcum's Astrolabe. But I actually think playing it in the main again is very, very viable. And I think maybe 3 or 4 of moving forward could be possible as well. Like I said, it wins games on its own against certain decks. For example, Amulet Titan, Humans, etc. And I think it's just a very, very good deck in general. It can bolt your opponent out of nowhere. It can do a lot of damage with Bolt, Snapcaster Bolt. You know, it's you know, very, very good. It's got a lot of decent counter spells and Force of Negation, Cryptic Command. You know, and it's also got the Mystic Sanctuary loop as well. So I actually think this is going to be a very, very good deck moving forward. And yeah, I think this is going to be one of the top tier decks for control. The next deck I'm going to discuss is actually Bant Control. Because even though Arcum's Astrolabe has been banned, it is so good against certain decks. So Bant Control is playing Abundant Growth now instead of Arcum's Astrolabe. I don't know how good this is going to be in comparison to Arcum's Astrolabe. It is 1 green mana. When it enters a battlefield, you do draw a card, the same as Arcum's Astrolabe. But you attach it to a land. Only problem with that is if the land gets destroyed, you've lost your ability to tap for any colour. And obviously you lose the enchantment. But I still think it's a very, very good deck moving forward. You've got Gruul of Titan of Nature's Wrath. I can't even pronounce the card. Which is very, very good against certain decks. It's very good against Burn. Gaining the free life, drawing a card, potentially getting it into play early. If you get a couple swings in with this against Burn, Burn are going to have a very, very tough time playing against this type of deck. So I actually think that this deck is very good moving forward still. It's basically blue-white control, splashing green for Gruul, Titan of Nature's Wrath, and Ice Fang Kotel. I think Ice Fang Kotel will see a little bit less play, however, due to the fact that there's no Arcum's Astrolabe. Although you do have some of the basics, which makes it fairly easy for it to, to have Death Touch. But I do see this decreasing over time in terms of play. But I still think, like I said, with Gruul, Titan of Nature's Wrath, there's always a reason to splash green. And if it's not too difficult to splash green, I believe people will do it. And the next deck I'm going to discuss is Scapeshift. Now, Scapeshift's seeing a resurgence at the moment. It's seeing a resurgence. And it actually had Abundant Growth in it as well as Arcum's Astrolabe. So it is getting a little bit of a hit. But it has the 4 Gruul, Titan of Nature's Wrath, which is absolutely phenomenal against certain decks, like I just discussed. It's very good against Burn. It attacks from multiple axes. It attacks from the Valakut Scapeshift win. It attacks from the Gruul, Titan of Nature's Wrath win. And Ice Fang Kotel. It's got a load of decent counter spells in Cryptic Command, Archmage's Charm, Force of Negation. The list goes on. Red in 6 is a very powerful Planeswalker. You could potentially have Yorion in the sideboard as well. So, I think the deck is very, very good. And I think that moving forward, this is only going to get better over time. So I believe these 5 decks are going to be very, very good as control decks moving forward. If you haven't maybe got some of the cards for these control decks, I maybe suggest you getting them. My only concern is at the moment with Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, it's seeing a lot of play in Modern in a lot of different decks. And if people have to start mainboarding Graveyard Hate, there is the possibility of it getting banned. But I'm not too sure if it will. But just be careful on investing in this type of card, because it might see a ban moving forward. So be very, very careful. But like I said, these 5 decks have the potential to be very, very good moving forward. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I hope you give the video a like, and I hope you subscribed. It helps the channel grow, and it goes a long way into supporting me and future videos. So that's all I really want to say. Thanks for all your support moving forward. Long may it continue, and I shall see you in future videos, guys. Take care. Bye bye. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you give the video a like if you liked it, and I hope you subscribe to see future content. As you can see, you can support the channel via Patreon as well. It goes a long way to supporting future videos and future content. I do upload deck lists quite frequently, so if you want to support the channel that way, please feel free to do so. And as always guys, thanks for your support, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.